I'm showing you how to get Nitro client for the latest version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So to get Nitro, head over to their official website, nitro.club. This is going to be linked down in the description below, together actually with my Discord server, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you could join that. Anyways, on their website, simply click on this download button over here, and the download will automatically start. So now my downloads, as you can see, I have Nitro, and this is going to be a randomized file name every single time, so yours is probably going to have a different name than mine. Anyways, I can simply open this up by double clicking on it just like so, and it'll launch Nitro, as you can see. And now here we have it. It is really as simple as that. So now I'll just open up Minecraft. Once you open up Minecraft, you should automatically see the text not injected right up there, despawn, because you're good now. Anyways, here inside of Minecraft, I will briefly show you guys how to use this. So, this client over here works outside of Minecraft, which is different than most other clients I look at on this channel. Anyways, we have a few different tabs in this client. We have a combat tab, we have a movement tab, we have a visuals tab, and then a general settings tab, and I'll go over all of these. So in this combat tab over here, you have some utilities that you can use. You can increase or decrease the size of your own hitbox. You can increase and decrease your reach inside of Minecraft, and you can also change your shadow. Now, there's this box you can tick for only combat, which I highly recommend. And basically what that means is that these modules will automatically activate when the client notices you're in combat, and if you're not in combat, then these modules will deactivate themselves, which is probably best for circumventing anti-cheats and stuff like that, because Nitro is a ghost client, of course. So the reach that this client has can be used to reach either further or less far when in combat, and the hitbox utility can allow you to adjust the amount of size that you take up inside of a Minecraft world. And so also could reduce the amount of space that an attacker would have to hit you. Anyways, we can move on to the clicker now, which is basically just an auto clicker. I recommend checking out some of these settings first. So avoid menus is ticked by default, which is useful. Basically what that means is that if when you have the auto clicker enabled and you, for example, enter in your inventory, that the auto clicker won't keep running, because that's not ideal, of course. So for the auto clicker, you can actually customize it completely. As you can see, you can choose the amount of CPS you want, which is clicks per second, for both your left and right mouse buttons. Now, something this client also has is the resist. Basically, this will only toggle the auto clicker at specific moments. By default, it is set to 0, meaning that when you turn it on, it'll automatically turn on. As you can see, I'm pressing my left mouse button, and I'm now using the auto clicker. Not so fast, of course, but I can turn it up right now, and the speed will actually increase. Anyways, what the resist will do is make the auto clicker only activate when I go above a certain amount of clicks per second. So maybe I'm just playfully chilling with this armadillo, and I'm just be hitting it, and now I don't want the auto clicker to be enabled when I'm pressing the left mouse button. However, if I start spamming it, which will undoubtedly get me above 4 clicks per second, well, now the auto clicker will actually kick in. And you can also toggle the detection time that this client has when using this feature. I'll just turn this back to default. Moving on to the movement tab, we have two things, velocity and speed, right? So in the speed tab, it's really interesting. You can change the speed at which the game runs. So I can set this to 5, and now as you can see, I'm really fast. Gravity works really fast as well. Wolves run incredibly quickly, and all of that stuff really. As you can see, items bob down really fast. The sun travels a lot faster as well. Anyways, I'll just turn this back down to default, and basically that. So there's a few more options here as well to do with this. So you can make it so that it only activates during combat, which can definitely throw people off. And you can also turn on auto sprint. And what that does is makes it whenever you choose to simply walk forward, I will now automatically be sprinting even when I don't press my sprint key or when I don't double press W. This is, in my opinion, one of the most useful features, and I always have this enabled. Anyways, we can now move on to velocity, and velocity is basically how much knockback you take inside of Minecraft. And as you can see, this client has a lot of customization in terms of velocity you can take, right? So whenever you get hit by, say, a drowned or something like that, you get pushed not only backwards, but also upwards, right? And you can use this velocity tab to completely customize how that works for you inside of Minecraft. Now, obviously, if you're playing on a bridge or something, let's say Sky Wars, then you don't at all want to get knocked backwards, because that can push you off of something. So I believe a tactic that many people used was also to circumvent detection systems, but it was basically to slightly decrease linear velocity, meaning you will get pushed back less when you get hit, but to keep the vertical or height velocity at a maximum. Because what that'll do is make it less obvious, of course, what you're doing. Once again, you can also toggle to have this only activate when you're actively in combat, and of course, no matter what you do, if you just produce these like by 100%, well, then you're gonna get detected anyways, right? So of course, be a little smart about how you use this. Anyways, now we'll move on to the visuals tab, and what this simply allows you to do is to customize the visuals of this client. I can turn on RGB, for example. You can customize the looks of this any way you want. You can scroll down here as well, and there's a lot more customization for those of you who want it. Anyways, finally, we can move on to this settings area, which is just some simple little settings. So here, you have reset buttons for all of these 3 different settings, and this autosave area. What this does is it automatically saves the configurations that you have set up right over here. You can also export these as configs, and then you could even share them with other people online, similarly to how you download other configs from online as well. If you want to reset all settings by default, you can simply click on this button right here, and all settings will be defaulted, and clicking on this reset over here will reset all the visuals to default. Anyways, finally moving on to the hotkeys, this client has a couple of features that allow you to set hotkeys. To set these, you can simply click on these, just like that. I'll click on zoom now, for example, and I'll set that to C by clicking on C on my keyboard. Now, as you can see, I can use C to zoom. If I want to reset that, I can simply click on this X over here, and that'll remove the keybind. Anyways, for right now, that was that tutorial on Nitr0 client. If you have any questions or stuff like that, do of course feel free to leave those down in the comments below. But for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Bye bye.